When you think about baseball, what's the one number that defines a great hitter? I mean, for over 100 years, this one single stat has been the gold standard. You've heard it your whole life, but do you really know how it works? Welcome to Mini Web Tool. Today, we are diving deep into that magic number in baseball and, the surprisingly tricky math that's hiding just beneath the surface. Ah, there it is. .300. When you hear an announcer say he's a .300 hitter, they say it with a kind of respect, right? It's this legendary benchmark that really separates the good players from the truly great ones. But what's actually going on behind that number? How do they calculate it, and why does it get so confusing when you try to figure it out on your own? Look, if you've ever just kind of nodded along when you hear it, trust me, you are not alone. So let's break it down. So here's what we're going to do. We'll talk about why it's the gold standard, get into the whole at-bat confusion. I'll show you the real calculation. We'll walk through an example, and then I'll show you a super simple solution to get it right every single time. All right, let's start at the beginning. Batting average is, it's the OG of baseball stats. It's the classic. It was created to answer a really simple question. How often does a batter actually get a hit when they step up to the plate? And, on the surface, the formula looks so easy. You just take the number of hits and you divide it by the number of at-bats. Simple enough, right? Well, this is where we all get tripped up. The secret isn't in the hits. It's all about what counts as an at-bat. We think we know what an at-bat is, don't we? A player stands at the plate, they swing, that's it. But in the official rulebook, it's not that simple, and that little detail is where all the confusion comes from. Okay, so here is the absolute key to understanding everything. We have to know the difference between a plate appearance and an official at-bat. A plate appearance is basically any time a batter finishes a turn at the plate. But an at-bat? Well, that's a special type of plate appearance, and there are some really important exceptions. So when does a trip to the plate not count as an official at-bat? This is the crucial part. It doesn't count if you walk, it doesn't count if you get hit by a pitch, and it doesn't count if you lay down a sacrifice bunt or hit a sacrifice fly. All of a sudden, that simple math is buried under a bunch of rules. But don't worry, there's a really clear logic behind all this. It's not just random. We're going to break down how the official rules work and turn all that confusion into clarity, one step at a time. Okay, first, let's think about the biggest category, the plate appearance, or PA. Just think of this as a big bucket. Every single time a player comes up and their turn ends, whether it's a hit, an out, a walk, whatever, we throw it in the bucket. Every completed turn is one plate appearance. So how do we get to the official at-bats that we need for our formula? It's really just a simple three-step process. You start with that big bucket, your total plate appearances. Then you take out all those exceptions we just talked about. And whatever's left, those are your official at-bats. But why? Why subtract those things? Well, the thinking behind it is actually pretty cool. The whole point of batting average is to measure how good a hitter is when they are trying to get a hit. See, if a batter walks or gets hit by a pitch, you can't really blame them, right? The pitcher didn't give them a fair shot. And if they hit a sacrifice, they were purposely getting out to help the team. The rules don't penalize your average for being a good teammate. Okay, theory is one thing. Let's make this real. Let's see how this all works in practice with a real-world example. This is where it's all going to click. All right, let's meet player Sarah. Here are her stats. Over a few games, she's had 25 total plate appearances. During that time, she got 6 hits, she walked 3 times, got hit by a pitch once, and hit 1 sacrifice fly. Now, the common mistake, the trap everyone falls into, is to just take her 6 hits and divide by all 25 plate appearances. If you do that, you get a batting average of .240, which is not very good. But we know better now, right? That's the wrong way to do it. So let's do it the right way. We need to find her official at-bats. We start with her 25 plate appearances. Then we take out the 3 walks. We subtract the 1 time she was hit by a pitch, and we subtract that 1 sacrifice fly. What does that leave us with? 20 official at-bats. And this changes everything. Now we take her 6 hits, and we divide by those 20 official at-bats, and bam, she's a .300 hitter. Sarah literally goes from being a below average hitter to an excellent one, all because we understand the details. It's a huge difference. So what do these numbers even mean? Well, in the big leagues, 300 is that gold standard for an excellent season. The average hitter is usually floating somewhere around 250. And anything below 200, well, that's what they call the Mendoza line, and it's not a place you want to be. While other stats have come along for more than a century, these were the benchmarks that really mattered. So, as you can see, the math itself is easy. It's just division. But the hard part is remembering all those little rules and keeping track of every single outcome. It's tedious and it's so easy to make a mistake. But what if there was an easier way? This is the feeling, right? Whether you're a parent trying to keep stats for your kid or a coach or just a diehard fan, you're always asking yourself, wait, did that one count? What about that one? You get stuck in the weeds when all you want is the right number. And this is exactly why a tool is so handy. The batting average calculator on MiniWeb tool was literally built to solve this exact problem. It handles all that tricky logic for you, so you don't even have to think about it. Okay, so let's do a super quick recap. Number 1, batting average is hits divided by official at-bats. 2, and this is the big one, an at-bat is not the same thing as a plate appearance. You got to take out the walks, sacrifices, and hit by pitches. And 3, .300 is that magic number, the benchmark of a great hitter. So now you don't just know what batting average means, you actually understand the logic behind it. Pretty cool, right? If you want to put it to the test, just search for MiniWeb Tool Batting Average Calculator to get the right answer in seconds. Thanks for hanging out with us, and make sure you subscribe to MiniWeb Tool for more explainers that make complicated stuff simple.